Welcome to Funk Music with Zach right here on IBM.TV. I got the man, the myth, the legend, none other than Mr. William Bush with me today. We're going to be getting into some things. He's going to treat us to a few of his new songs and some stuff that he's working on in the studio. You listen to one of his cuts right now, one of my favorite cuts off one of my favorite CDs, because this is what I listen to. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I wanted to just bring you on with this because I can see already your memories. Here we are, Funk Music with Zach, live on IBM.TV. I have in the house today, peace and blessings, my brother, my savior in the music business, producer on some of my stuff, amazing man, father, husband, all that good stuff, man. Mentor to me. All of that rolled into one, fellow New Yorker.
Brother.
All of it. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, Mr. William Bush, I'm live on Funk Music with Zach. How you doing, brother?
I'm all right, man. What you been up to?
AKA Prez, my main man, my funk brother, and all that good stuff right here on IBM.TV, hanging out with us today. And he's going to play some of his new music, some music for us in a little bit. But getting back to your quote about being an influencer for the young kids, we've always had that mindset, but we had to kind of do it a little differently. And now with social media, which is something I wanted to ask you about, because of our current situation, social media now has become the new quote unquote platform. It already was in a way, but people were still able to go do live stuff. So with the live stuff still teetering about where do you see going forward music and social media becoming even more of a match? You know what I mean?
Well,
Pat says hi, by the way. Pat Dioria says hello, Miss Pat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, Pat, how you doing? It's, technology is going to take us to the point where we have this going on. We have a lot of people that if you go on YouTube, personally, I think YouTube is more interesting than the radio. Because you can find new artists. You're allowed to be new and be different and everything, because of technology. And so now you have people giving these concerts from home. At first, when the lockdown first happened, you saw people hanging, like drapes in their living room to create a little stage and everything. Last night I was watching something by Brian Culbertson, the keyboard player, and he was in his studio, and it was like really the production value was very high. So that is going to be a new thing. Now the issue is how for musicians, how do we monetize that?
How do we get paid? Yep.
Yeah, we shouldn't. We can't give everything away.
Yep.
In the spirit, a friend of mine, a fantastic vocalist, Vinx. His name is Vinx. He lives in France. I did his last album, and he used to work with Sting. He was in Sting's band for a minute, but he was signed to his label, and he used to open shows for him. Fantastic vocalist and percussionist, And when all this stuff first happened, he was like, "Look, he created a show." He still has it every week, 2 drink minimum. Every week he goes on there and he shares his music, and he's done so many things. But he was like, "Yo, you don't have to pay for anything because nobody's making money. Look, just come and listen, enjoy." And we have a responsibility to do that. But at some point, we have to figure out how to monetize it because everybody else is monetizing us.
Yep. Yes, exactly. And I know that's something you've always been big on, and I really appreciate it. And I learned a lot from you in the business about that. So let's get into your background a little bit. Tell me a little bit about how, what you were into and how you came up and, how you got to be the guy that you are right here in front of me right now. What are some of the things you was into, bro?
Well, first of all, when I was younger, I was more into art than music.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother, we moved from Queens, New York to Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Right.
And we got a phone call, and someone was offering my brother free organ lessons. And he's older by a year and change, year and a half or something like that. And so we're pretty close together in age. So anything that he had, I just had to have. So I wasn't gonna let that slide. So he got free organ lessons, and they gave him a month, right? So somehow my mother talked him into doing that for me as well. So we had 4 weeks, and at 4 weeks they would give you a test to see if you were any good. And so at the end of the 4 weeks, they gave him a test. He was like, whatever. And then I took the test, and I got a perfect score. And they were like, well, he should keep going. And so I started playing the organ, and this was Bridgeport, Connecticut. So you had two choices. If you wanted to play any kind of keyboard, it was the organ or the accordion.
I feel you. Right. Obvious choice.
So it was the organ. It was the organ.
Yeah.
And I didn't, so I started playing that, and I was not really, really aware of funk yet. But then a friend of mine, Daryl, he was a year older than I was. He was in the next grade up. We used to hang around with him, and he played this record. Let me get that. It's kind of slipping. He played a record by this group, and I was like, wow, this look crazy. It was Parliament Funkadelic.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't even know who they are, but whatever they got, I want some of that. They look like that picture where you got Mike Hampton, you got Gary, he's got the glasses on,
Yeah.
and everyone's
Yeah.
there. They got some makeup, like tribal kind of makeup in it. It's a black and white picture. I saw that, I pretty much lost my mind.
Yeah.
After that, it's called This Old House.
And I know we lost him recently, and I remember when you was going through that, man. And my condolences. I know what that's like, and it's beautiful that you did something for your dad, man. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Here we are, Funk Music with Zach, live with William Bush on IBM.TV, giving us an exclusive from New York. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. All right, there we go.
stuff coming out. What's the title, or do you have a title for your new CD yet?
So the song that I didn't play, I Wonder, that's out now. So you can look for it on iTunes or wherever. You know, I Wonder, William Michael Bush. And the reason I gave my full name, that's a dedication to my parents.
Right,
that's
right,
the name
right.
they gave. Everyone else knows me as Prez, and that's cool. But you know, I think when I do my instrumental stuff, it'll be William Michael Bush. When I do the more funky kind of things, that's gonna be regular Prez stuff. And you know, we didn't even talk about the gospel stuff. But
nah, we didn't get into that. Yep.
Yeah.
But you know what?
You know, it's just music.
Yeah, it is. It is all music, you know. So believe me, I have a whole collection of CDs. So when musicians that I listen to, you're in that, you know, you, Jeff, Kevin, John, that's the stuff I listen to when I'm not listening to P-Funk or Dumpster Funk or Earth, Wind or Chaka Khan or whatever, Mother's Finest. But, you know, again, you know, it's been a pleasure, and we're going to sit here and chat until, you know, we move on a little bit. But I just wanted to tell people, you know, you're an amazing musician, artist, father, brother, teacher, minister of music, all that good stuff rolled into one, brother. And you know, I'm honored to have you as my brother and my friend, man. Let me tell you, I'm honored, man. And I just want you and your family to stay safe up there. And, you know, we're always going to keep you in our prayers. You know, we all have to do that. And I love what you said to the young people, you know, about responsibility that we have to music, you know, and to make a point of it, you know. If you had one last thing to say that you were going to tell people out there today, and it could be about anything, you know, what would you want the essence of what we talked about today to be to these young people out there?
Well, that probably would be a little bit different, or I'd go a little further. If I was talking to young people, I would say that you guys don't realize how powerful you are. You were born, we were all born with power. It takes us a while to recognize it. Some of us longer than others, but we're born with a certain power. We're born with a light, let's call it, right? And I think young people need to get used to shining, because this is when you shine, and this is these are really not my words. It was a famous poem, our deepest fear. She says that you shining will give other people permission to shine.
Right.
And that's what we need to do. If we present the best version of ourselves, we can possibly encourage other people to do the same. And if we're busy shining and presenting the best possible version of ourselves, we don't have room or time for all of this negativity that happens when you're not busy improving yourself. So young people have a lot at their fingertips. They have technology, they know it better than we do. They have all of these kind of ends, and they need to take advantage of them. Even like, you know, this age of protests and everything, this is an opportunity for young people to, whatever you believe in, to actually let your voice be heard. So live up to your potential, shine your light, and then you can possibly encourage other people to shine as well.
Yo, you got